Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been over 2 months since I've been in a hangar doing any work on either of these airplanes. Here's a quick update on what I've been doing. First thing you might notice is this little cut above my head. It's almost gone now. In my office I have a computer desk, and above that desk I have a bunch of glass shelves with my model airplane collection. Well, I was dusting my computer desk and I leaned forward and ran my head right into the corner of this glass shelf. So that cut my head. Other than that, in the last 2 months, I've been working a lot, and also I decided to finish my basement. Now the basement I don't want to show you just yet because there's a few details on the bar that aren't complete, and also the stairway leading down to the basement isn't complete. Other than that, everything is done. I can't wait to show you. I'm going to make a separate video because it turned out really nice, and the whole basement has an aviation theme to it. All right, other than that, I had my annual Christmas party at my house yesterday, so that is done. That was a great time. A lot of good friends came over, and now that that is done, I took down my Christmas tree, got that packed away, cleaned the floor, got the Christmas stuff all packed up, and now it's time to get back to work on these airplanes. All right, here's the current status on the airplane. First of all, I put on the tail and the vertical stabilizer here just for the party, just so people could see what the airplane's starting to look like with some of the parts painted. Other than that, I've started taking the whole airplane apart and getting it ready for primer and paint. All right, the last I left off on this airplane, which is late October, early November, I finally got the cowling fit to the front of the fuselage, and I installed quarter turn fasteners to hold the cowling to the airframe. So I'll show you real quick how I did that. I'm using this tool to dimple the holes in the aluminum for the flush mounted rivets. And you can just see, you put it in the hole, squeeze it, and it creates a dimple in your aluminum. This is the rivet I'm using. It's a solid counter sunk flush mounted. I will squeeze the rivets with this same tool, but notice that the dies are different. They are flat, and they are just meant for squeezing these types of rivets. Installing the nut plates is pretty simple. We just dimple each hole, put a rivet in, and you just go around the whole perimeter to get all the nut plates installed. That's done. After that, it was time to get the rest of the fuselage ready for paint. The first step was to disassemble everything that does not need to be on the fuselage, the tail pieces, the interior, all that kind of stuff. I started masking it off by starting with the windows, and I started using this 1/4 inch Mylar masking tape. And the idea is I'm going to use this tape to go around the perimeter of the window, and then I'll fill in the rest of the window, probably just with masking tape, or you can use painter's paper, whatever you want to use. The problem I ran into with this 1/4 inch tape is that it does not bend easily enough around the windows, around the corner of the windows. So I actually wound up taking it off and replacing it with this 1/8 inch tape, because an 1/8 inch tape would bend nicely around the corners. The problem is this tape that I bought at the local paint shop, although it looks like Mylar kind of masking tape that would bend, it's actually a paper masking tape, and it doesn't bend at all. So this stuff was worthless. So I went on to Amazon and I bought this tape, and I'm going to put a link in the description box if you need to buy it. It's still an 1/8 of an inch, but it's the nice Mylar tape that can bend and stretch and pull. And it worked absolutely perfect for going around the perimeter of the windows. So that's what I used on the rest of the windows to get all of those masks off. For the rest of the windows, I just masked them off with strips of blue masking tape. Now, going forward, this is where I'm at now on the Cruzer. I'm ready to finish taping off the interior of the fuselage, obviously, so no overspray gets in there. The fuselage will need scuffed up, primed and painted, but I think before I do that, I have this aileron here that when I painted it originally, if you remember, I got a lot of orange peel on it, so I was sanding it down with different sandpapers and kind of learning how to sand this paint, and I've really just kind of made a mess of this aileron. I might be able to salvage it by buffing it and polishing it, but what I think I'm going to do is get my paint stripper out and strip the primer and paint off of this aileron, because, you know, painting is a skill, and I really was starting to get good at painting. The last pieces I painted came out very, very nice, but that was 2 months ago, and I haven't primed or painted anything in 2 months, and I kind of hate to jump right back in again on the fuselage. So I think if I strip this aileron, get it back down to the bare aluminum, I can kind of practice again and get back into the swing of things with painting by repainting this aileron. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to strip this down, reprime it, repaint it, and then that will be done. And then all the pieces of the airplane, other than the small pieces like wheel pants and doors and stuff, but everything will be done except the wings and fuselage. So that's kind of the plan. Let's get this aileron stripped, primed and painted, then I can work on getting the fuselage finished up. That's all coming up on the next few videos. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for following along on this project. Do me a favor, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel if you want. There's a lot more videos coming on the Cruzer and also the Kitfox. I've got some good things planned for that are coming up on some following videos. Take care everybody, we'll see you on the next one.